whether we realize it or not, in every moment, someone is telling a story and defining who we are. Now, the trick is, are you telling the story, or are you allowing someone or something else to tell the story? That's what we're going to dig into in this episode of Living Spiritually in a Practical World. I've often said the good news is you're not crazy. The voices in your head are real. It's really interesting. We say things like, I was thinking to myself, or I was talking to myself. And I think sometimes we don't realize how mechanically accurate that really is. And that in every moment, there is a conversation, a story in many respects, that is being told about really who we are, the role we play, then really defines, in a really powerful way, the flavoring of this present moment experience. Now, the trick is twofold. The first one is to decide who's the one or the ones that are telling this story. You see, so often, external persons, places, things, and events are telling the story of who you are. Now, that's great if their story aligns with, I think, in a very deep way, who you know you are, and if that story is serving you or not. I think that's probably the bigger question, is the story, in this case, that is being told to me or about me, I guess, is it true? And that can sometimes be, I don't know, maybe it is. The bigger question is, does it feel good? My hashtag, I want to feel good, is so powerful. And so in identifying that, that's the first thing. And it really is like a voice or voices in your head. How, when we teach in our workshops, thoughts, memories, visualization, that's all the mechanics of how we work in our non-physical. It's made up of two components: pictures or movies, voices or dialogues. Your entire thought world is made up of pictures or movies, voices or dialogues. If you think of a memory, how does that memory present itself to you? Pictures and movies and voices or dialogues. And there's characters in the movie. And sometimes those characters in the movie, they almost evolve. So it begins as a memory and then evolves to a creation. And it's these characters. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes you're the character from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or you project it 5 years or 10 years into the future. And now you externally are telling a story about who you are. But so often those stories don't serve us. So often they never did. But because we are so conditioned to be defined by the story, and stories is probably more accurate, that we are being told by people, places, things, and events in our external world. And then so often what happens is we start to buy into the story. What I often tell our students is listen. And all joking aside, when I said you're not crazy, the voices in your head are real. It really is true. Your thoughts are voices, and it's not just yours, it's other characters. Sometimes it's you speaking to you. So there's a conversation that's going on all the time in your mind and your awareness. And now if you really want to make your eyes cross, think about this. So you really often have a conversation with yourself. Now, that being the case, in order to have a conversation, there has to be two parties, right? So if both of them are your voice, the bigger question is, okay, which one am I? And if you think about that a little too long, your eyes will cross and you'll pass out. But it really is. It's like there's two people inside your mind having a conversation. And of course, there's often a whole lot more than that. But let's just focus on the conversation that you have with you. And your homework assignment, where's my homework? So here's your homework assignment. So your homework assignment is to practice being aware of which voice is which. Now, as I said, we're going to focus on, in this episode, your homework assignment is going to be focused on you talking to you. Yes, there's all these other ones, but we're going to be focused on you talking to you. So who is who? Well, there's going to be one voice that's yours. It's kind of, how do you even define these things? That actually, its sentence structure is you. It's like another person speaking to you. Are you going to do this? What were you thinking? Usually it's, you stupid idiot. You are on a mess now. What are you going to do? So it really is your voice speaking to you. And so it uses words like you. So think of it as another person. So then the other half of the conversation is the first person, which is you speaking to the voice. And what's the structure for this one? The structure for this one is I am, right? So it's I. So your sentence structures will often start with I. I'm thinking about doing this, and I'm thinking about doing this. And then when you get in a conversation with this other person, you're the first person. So you're right. I am that, or I am stupid, or I am smart, or I am whatever, right? Now, that's the first thing, right? So the first thing in your homework assignment is to practice defining those. Now, the second thing is to understand which one has the power. Now, I should say that better. The second step is you deciding which one has the power, because that's where your power really starts to manifest. Because so often the voice that's speaking to you is not your best friend. So often the voice that's speaking to you is the amalgamation of people, places, things, and events that maybe never ever did serve you, but they've all kind of blended together and they're given form in this voice that's yours speaking to you. And sometimes it can be supportive. I find all too often it's not. Then the other voice is you speaking out. We call that your creative voice. You'll often see it phrased about how the two most powerful words in the English language are I am. So when you speak out I am, that's very creative. Vibrationally, it's very creative. So whatever you place after I am is what you are identifying with. And so your homework is to practice defining the voice that's talking to you, or the voices as well, all the ones that are speaking to you, and then your voice. And you get to choose which one has the power. You can choose to give your power away to all the people, places, things, and events, including you, that are speaking to you, which often do not have your best interests at heart, or you can give the power to your I am voice, where that's where it really resides anyway. And practice being aware of the words that come after I am. And if the words that come after I am serve you, then keep doing them. If they don't, this is where you can change the story. Now, you can buy into everything that everyone, even like non-physically and physically too, you can buy into all that stuff. Or if it doesn't serve you anymore, if a hashtag doesn't feel good, you can choose to tell a different story. Your I am voice. What and how do you choose to define who you are? For so long, we have given that power away to people, places, things, or events. Maybe it's time to take that power back and to be stubbornly resilient in the good feeling story you tell about who you are.